Now, if you've ever been to the Island Park of Belle Isle in Detroit, you know that it's one of the most beautiful places in the world to spend a day. But thanks to a nice gentleman overseas, it just got a lot nicer, a lot more beautiful.
That wasn't me, by the way.
You're here.
What a cool place this is, Tom. This is the Oudolf Garden on Belle Isle. And we're here with one of the fellows who made that happen. And
his name is Duncan Campbell. There he is right there.
This is incredible. I was expecting a garden, not gardens. You know, it's amazing.
So this is a 2.5 acre garden made up of 15 individual beds, a rain garden, and a wetlands area. And it incorporates 32,000 plants and grasses and 48,000 bulbs that were all planted in 2020.
Well, Duncan, the really cool thing about this is the way this garden fits into the island like it was originally designed to be here. I mean, this is a beautiful space, and you found a way to really make it part of the island. It's really neat.
We didn't make it, we didn't find the place, Piet Oudolf did. And so we toured him around Belle Isle, and he looked at all the different spaces, Sunset Point, etc. And then we were on the other side of the MacArthur Bridge. He says, Duncan, do we have extra time to go over to Belle Isle? We drove back over, we had 20 extra minutes. He came around this corner here with the conservatory on one side, as well as the Nancy Brown Peace Carillon on the other side. And he said, stop. And he said, I want to make my garden here. And what Piet specializes, if you think of him as the designer of the Highline, the plant designer of Lurie Garden, he likes to connect spaces. So he is connecting the conservatory with the Carillon, with the Remick Band Shell, and with the Flynn Pavilion in this space that people who come here will walk through the garden and experience the whole cultural district on Belle Isle.
Yeah, and if you don't know who Piet Oudolf is, he's a world-renowned, famous garden designer. He's designed famous gardens in New York, in Manhattan, in Chicago. And what he does is he designs these incredible green spaces that don't look like they've been designed. They look natural, and they're meant to provoke emotion. It's like you see more than is there because of the beauty, the natural beauty.
So Piet designs gardens not as just a colorist, but also as a structuralist. And what he does is he takes perennials, and 90% of the perennial plants we put in this garden are from the state of Michigan. He loves the north central perennials. He plants them in dense groupings together where they coexist, and then besides bringing color seasonally throughout the year, it also has structural throughout the calendar year. And so you only cut it down once in the end of February, beginning of March. Everything stays in place, no fertilizer, very sustainable, and it's a curated landscape, and it's a super pollinator environment. So birds, bees, etc. love his gardens, and they attract it from all over. We have great wildlife pictures.
Oh, it's just a masterpiece by a master gardener. Now I know why they use those terms, because this will show you why. Now, of course, when I come here, I love the beauty, but I really won't know what I'm looking at because I'm not a master gardener. And you've created this app where you can learn what the various plants are in various areas. Tell us about that.
So we developed a geographic information system for the garden. And we have over 2,400 different groups of plantings. And if you're on your iPhone or a tablet that has data enabled for cellular, or on your computer, you can zoom in with weekly drone imagery right down to the individual plant. You can overlay his perennials design or overlay his bulb design. You can look through it and you can click on a plant and it'll pop up with a picture of that plant, as well as you can click on the speaker button and it'll do the pronunciation of the Latin name of it and it'll tell you how many are there. In addition, on the website you can go to it and you can click and see what's in bloom. So what is in bloom that particular week, so you can concentrate on what has color.
Yeah, again, what I love about his designs is they don't really look designed, they look natural, but they're beyond natural because of the groupings and the way he does it, and it evokes these emotions that you don't usually get when you're in a prairie. And that's what this is. It's like an urban prairie.
It's an urban curated landscape palette prairie, and that is why he is the rock star garden designer in the world today. He has redefined gardening as it is, and he's a big proponent of what's called the Dutch wave, or the new perennial movement, bringing these elements together in a more impressionistic type perspective as opposed to a linear geometric type perspective. And so he's very naturalistic. He has 3 designs in this garden. One is his block plan that are in squares juxtaposed together. One is his matrix plan, which has a backdrop of grasses, and then he has groupings of plants within it. And then the third is his grouping plan, which are curvilinear clumps of plants juxtaposed. And so there are 164 different plants and forbs in the garden. And there are 30 different types of bulbs in the garden, and his designs are in each different bed individually. And this is the first time in the United States that he has done all 3 of his designs in one location.
Well, that's what I love about Detroit, is all different kinds of people live in Detroit. And now all those people can come here and see all these different kinds of plants cohabitating in such a beautiful, I mean, Belle Isle, what a jewel this island is.
So he picked the site, and Piet Oudolf loves Detroit. He's been here 4 times. He's brought his family here to vacation for a weekend. He loves the street art. He loves the attitude of Michiganders. He loves the grittiness and the opportunity in Detroit. He likes the can-do attitude. And so that's why we were all shut down and sent to our rooms during COVID. Some of us snuck out to make a garden here on Belle Isle.
You naughty gardener, you.
Glad you did, though, because as Belle Isle is coming back as a state park, you know, this is a really special place for the people of Detroit. We've always seen this as their central park, and it really is. But for people from all over the state, all over the country, all over the world, just another reason to visit Detroit and to make sure to stop at Belle Isle.
It is going to be on the High Line in New York and Lurie Garden in Chicago are 2 of the top tourist destinations in New York and Chicago, respectively. This garden, we've had coverage in Europe, in the Wall Street Journal. We've had an Architectural Digest in Italy and in Germany. Already, even before it opened, it's very well known. And so once it opens, we think a lot more people will come to Michigan to appreciate what Michigan has to offer, and especially this Oudolf Garden Detroit on Belle Isle.
Yeah, if you get a chance, get to Belle Isle, come and see this incredible natural wonder. And Piet Oudolf may not be here, but I believe he used peat, correct, in the garden?
Oh, yeah, Piet
That's
is,
a bad joke.
yeah, Piet is everywhere in this garden. It's his design, it's his contour, it's his beds. We are just implementing his vision.
I got that joke from Dave, by the way.
That was not mine, thank goodness.
Yeah, don't take credit
I
for
wouldn't
that
plant
one.
that in your mind, ever.
Another good dad joke.
We'll keep on going.
I love it.